have to, say that I had Australia winning this one. The Matildas, everything that they've been doing for their country and obviously being a co-host nation of this World Cup. But England just took them out of this game. This wasn't the same Australia that we've seen in previous games. And that's not putting any type of negativity on Australia. I think that England is just that good. And they stepped up to the occasion. We wondered, can England handle 80,000 Australian fans cheering for the Matildas? And they absolutely, it's like they blocked that noise out. They played their game. They were dangerous from the first, couple of minutes in that game. And just a team that, like I've said on this podcast before, I believe they've peaked at the right time. And now I just wonder if they're just completely unstoppable. They have one more game to finish it off, and it might quite possibly be their best game. Based on how they've been doing and just the camaraderie on this team and how they've been playing, you'd have to wonder if this is England's World Cup and they're about to go back to back between the Euro and the World.
Oh, that would be unbelievable, of course, for England. But wow, I had no idea what to expect really coming into this, because the home stage, the immense amount of fans, the pressure for both sides, like you just don't know how that's going to affect somebody. And I always say, like with this England team, like you can tell how they're going to play from the first 5 minutes of the game. They're one of those teams, and they came out of the gate swinging, and I was like, yeah, they're here to play. They're not putting this pressure of playing against the Matildas and their incredible story at the forefront. They're just going out and they're playing their game, and you could see that literally right from the get-go. I thought the Matildas maybe would have been like a little bit more fiery, to be honest. But when Sam Kerr got that goal, I thought, jeepers, anything can happen here. Of course, we didn't see that happen. But again, this Australian team, no matter that they lost, they have made history for their country, history for this team. And I truly think it's just the beginning for the Matildas. And I'm so excited to see what happens for them in the future. But again, as an England fan, family over there, everyone's amped. They're it's this general consensus that, yeah, maybe it actually is coming home. And we have this belief, and the momentum just keeps going and going and going. They're getting better and better and better with each game, each touch. And it's a joy to see, obviously, from a fan perspective.
Absolutely. And, the Matildas have done an incredible job. And I think every single time they're at the World Cup, they go one step further. So maybe the next World Cup, they'll be at the final because they have a great squad, some really, really key players. But I don't know if they didn't have enough in the tank, because I don't know if there was fatigue in there for them. Possibly. It wasn't their best performance. We also talked about, could the pressure of the moment get to them? Yep. They know their whole nation's watching, millions of viewers. They're breaking records every single game. The stadium's packed. You have to wonder if maybe the moment got to them a little bit, because it definitely wasn't the best performance that we've seen from them. But then, like I said, you also have to give credit to this English side, because they played very, very well. And, Ella Toone scores that first goal of the game. Just the way she scored it, it was an absolute rocket of a goal. This is a player who comes up clutch in very, very big games. We saw that against Germany when she scored the opening goal in the Euro Cup final. This is a girl that can get her team going. I know that if I'm her teammate and I see her score a goal like that, I'm like, holy crap. We're at this is our chance to get to the World Cup final, and my friend Ella just scored a goal like that. Like let's now even turn it up even more. So, respect to her. And then you bring up Sam Kerr's goal. We'll get into that a bit in a minute, because I kind of want to have like a whole little segment on that.
For sure.
And Lauren Hemp comes back, takes out the complete momentum that Australia gained. Like, you want to talk about sucking the life out of Australia. You saw Sam Kerr's face.
Drained.
Sam Kerr's face. Oh my God, I just scored one of the best goals of my career. And we had a chance in the semifinal, and Lauren Hemp, off of a terrible defensive error from Carpenter, now puts England back in the lead. And going off of Lauren Hemp having that incredible pass into Russo, who helped Russo score her third goal of the Women's World Cup. Just Hemp, to me, was that game MVP. She was everywhere. She was disrupting. She was scoring goals. She's assisting goals. She's splitting back lines. That assist was so beautiful, how she penetrated with the ball and just broke Australia's back line. But England as a team, I wasn't expecting a 3-1 win on either side. I was expecting 1-0. And for England to kind of, as the game went on, dismantle this
Mhm.
Australian side, especially after that Sam Kerr goal, shows how mentally and physically and emotionally tough this team is. And I called them a mentality monster type of team. Like
Great.
when your team is now tied and you're taking on Australia, who's the home nation, and I'm sure the crowd erupts, especially
Mhm.
the way Sam Kerr scored that goal, and you're able to just absolutely diffuse that momentum as quickly as
Crazy.
we did and get back on the top. This is a team that's gonna.
Yeah.
This is a team that I don't want to, because people get mad at me. They're like, "You're jinxing, you're jinxing." I'm like, if I had the power of a jinx, I'd be playing the lottery every day, guys. So I
Uh-huh.
don't have the power of a jinx, but this is a team that I could see holding up the World Cup trophy. They are top to bottom
Yeah.
there for me.
Yeah, you don't see something like that happen every day. That's for sure. It is extremely difficult to disrupt such a colossal wave of momentum like that, and to do it in the way that they did. Of course, feel for that defensive error from the Matildas, but Lauren Hemp, provider of the game,
Yep.
100%. She was England's provider, and then from there, that was the turning point for me. That's how I kind of was watching it. I was like, oh my gosh, Australia, life sucked out of them. It's like their hope was gone a little bit, and it sucked to see that. But from the other hand, like you said, I mean, yeah, they dismantled. They didn't let it get to them. Resiliency, we've talked about that over and over and over. Same with teams like Argentina at the Men's World Cup. Resiliency, that's what gets these teams all the way to the end. And they're knocking out, okay, Nigeria on penalties, Colombia, of course, knocking out Australia, the home team, one of the favorites at the end of the tournament. No small joke. I think they can absolutely take on this Spanish team.